Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new. It's Libby. Today I'm going to be doing my August wrap up. Now, it might be a little bit late because I did not post this in August at the end of it, but that's okay. In the month of August was a pretty good reading month. I read a total of 13 books. Now, 3 of them were manga, and some of them were really short ebooks on my Kindle. So the first book I read was The Secret Beast. If I can, I will put a picture for you guys, and I'm blanking on the author for that one. I gave that a 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I know I talked about it in my reading vlogs. So this one we follow our main character who makes a deal to get her father out of something, and then she falls in love with the person. So it's basically a enemies to lovers kind of deal. But I enjoyed it. Then I read Shimmer Down, another romance. Um, this one I really didn't care for. I gave it a 3 stars. It's about a competition about food trucks, and they end up falling for each other. So then I read, nope, that's volume 2. Blue Extricate Volume 1, which I gave a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. This we follow our main characters Ren and Yuki, who later finds out when he gets to a certain age he can see demons, and he realizes why he can see demons. He has the blue flame, and he needs to learn to control it, or else he will destroy everything basically. But I enjoyed the anime, so I've already seen the anime, really enjoyed it, so I wanted to read the manga. So read volume 2. Then I read Conventionally Yours by Annabeth Albert. This is the first book. We follow Conrad and Aiden, and they go on a road trip to a convention, and things go from there. It's a male-male romance, and I really enjoyed it. I gave that one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So then, following Blue Extricate Volume 1, I read the second book, the second volume, and this I also gave a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, can't say too much. This week, learned more about Yuki, who is Ren's twin brother. Ren's the older brother, Yuki is the younger brother. So Yuki already knew he could see demons because he was training to be an extricate since he was very young. So read both of those. I need to get the rest of those volumes so I can read them. If you haven't read or watched this yet, I would highly recommend, but it's definitely for an older audience. So I would recommend if you haven't read those or seen the anime. The next one, like I said, if I can, I'll put a picture here. I read Beauty and the Professor, and I gave that a 3.5 stars. We follow our main character who cleans a house for a living, and then later they end up falling for each other. And our main male interest, he has PTSD from being in the military, and so keep that in mind going into that. But they end up having a romance, and later she finds out that he ends up being her professor. So a little bit of forbidden romance going on in there, but again, I enjoyed it. I will try and get a picture for the ebooks that I read. So the next book I read was Kingdom of the Curse by Kerry Maniscalco. I really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first book, but I wanted to go ahead and read it because Kingdom of the Beard is coming out either this month or next month, and I cannot wait to get to it. The cover is gorgeous. So read it, really enjoyed it. So, and in September, the first book to this, Kingdom of the Wicked, is for a book club book. For 2 people I follow's book club. I can't remember the book club's name, but if I can find it, I will link it down below. The next book I read was Spy Family Volume 1, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This follows our main character. I don't know his actual name, but he goes by Twilight, and he's been given a mission to basically create a family, so he has to find a wife and a daughter. He finds the daughter, who is a telepath. He doesn't know she is a telepath, but she knows that he is a spy. But he doesn't know that she's a telepath. It's crazy. But it's really cute. I enjoyed it. And he finds a wife who is actually an assassin. And Twilight and his wife don't know about the other, but the little girl knows about all of them. So it's really cute. I need to get volumes 2 so I can read it and the rest of it, so I can finish it off. I know volume 8 is coming out soon, I believe. I just don't know when. Then I read The Nobleman's Guide to Scandals and Shipwrecks, and by Mackenzie Lee, and I gave that one a 3 stars. I should have left it at book 2 and just DNF'd the series at that point. But I liked it. I didn't hate it. I really can't say too much because it'll spoil the first 2 books. But I finished the series, so I'm pretty happy with that. Then I reread, I should say. I had a sudden urge one night, and I wanted to reread something, and I reread it. And that is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I gave this a 4.5 stars upon my reread, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad that I did, so now I can go straight into A Court of Mist and Fury. I forgot how much I disliked Tamlin in this first book. I mean, I like him in the beginning, but then toward the middle, he's kind of possessive. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. And when they introduced Reese, drops the ball game. So I enjoyed it. Can't wait to read the second one. Reread the second one. Then I finished Inheritance. That's by I can't remember the author's name at the top of my head. I listened to that on audio, and this novella 0.5. I guess you read it before you read the first book, which is Royal Americans, I think. I'll put a picture. And I gave that a 4 stars. I enjoyed it. You don't necessarily have to read this in order to read the first 2 books. I'm on hold for that 3rd one. So hopefully it comes in September and I can read it. And then the last book I read on the last day of August, which is my book 13, that is The Roughest Draft by Emily Wilberg and Austin Sigmund Broco. I am so sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. I loved this. I gave this a 4 stars. This follows our 2 main characters. We have Katrina, and then we have Nathan. And they are both writers, or authors, I should say. They write romance novels, and for whatever reason, they stop writing. And then 4 years later, their agents wants them to get back together and write another book. Nathan had recently did a book solo and it didn't go over well, so their agents are pushing them together to write another book, but things fall from there. Nathan you get the past and the present in this book, so this is not a spoiler. Nathan was married, and then now our main character, Katrina, is engaged to her former agent. who's technically still her agent, but she's engaged, and they go back to the same house they wrote their first book in 4 years ago. I enjoyed this. I would highly recommend picking this up if you've read it, to read it, and I read this in a day. Haven't done that in a while. So, those are all of the books that I read in August. Like I said, August was a pretty good reading month. Let me know down below what you guys read in the month of August. I would love to know. Like, subscribe, stay a while, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.